What's going on, everyone? Clark Parker here, back for another edition of ComicsQuick, your fastest pit stop for everything happening in the panels. Today is loaded. Marvel just dropped what might be their biggest creative announcement of the year, and it has serious answer back to DC Energy. Mark Waid and Chris Samney are returning to Gotham for a sequel nobody saw coming. We've got a Superman story where Clark Kent isn't even in the cape. And in rapid fire, the future of Amazing Spider-Man, a Pride Month curveball, and a love letter to one of the all-time great artists. Pull up a stool, let's get into it. If you're new here, Comics Quick is your daily blast of comic news. I've been reading comics for over 20 years, and I just want to give you the daily fix in about 5 minutes flat. Watch on your lunch break, on the metro, at the end of your day. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. Okay, let's jump in. So, the big one. Marvel announced the Midnight Universe. And listen, I'm starting to get pretty hyped up for this initiative. Marvel doesn't seem to be half doing it like some other initiatives. Midnight is a brand new horror-themed universe added to their publishing line, launching in August. And Marvel has loaded the launch slate with absolute heavy hitters. Midnight X-Men by Jonathan Hickman, with art by Matteo Delafonte. Midnight Fantastic Four by Benjamin Percy and Kev Walker. Midnight Spider-Man by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Cy Tronk. Hickman, returning to the X-Men. I'm going to say that one more time so it lands. Hickman, returning to the X-Men. The man who gave us House of X and Powers of X is coming back to take Marvel's mutants somewhere dark. He literally said this is the most enthusiastic he's been about a project in years. Let's just hope he sticks with it. Midnight isn't a reboot. It's not replacing the main line. It's a creator-first, parallel track imprint where Marvel is giving its top names the keys and saying, go weird, go dark. Show us a Spider-Man that scares us. Show us a Fantastic Four that feels haunted. The creative teams are solid. I'm pumped. Let's be real about the industry context too. This is Marvel's answer to DC's Absolute Universe. DC has been chomping away at Marvel's market share by giving Scott Snyder and friends a creative sandbox to play in, and now Marvel is firing back with their own sandbox. But instead of what if heroes started over, it's what if heroes were trapped in a horror movie. Smart positioning. Different lane. It doesn't directly mimic Absolute, and that matters. My gentle worry, I don't want this to become another launch and shelve situation. Marvel has a habit of starting a hot new line and then either canceling it after a year or folding it back into the main line so fast you get whiplash. Midnight needs runway. Let Hickman cook for at least 2 years. Let Percy build a real world. If issue 12 quietly transitions into Midnight Reborn, now it's all just regular Marvel again, we're going to be disappointed. Marvel, patience. Trust the line. Midnight X-Men #1 hits August 5th. If this succeeds, then more top talent will want to work at Marvel again. Meanwhile, DC announced a sequel I have been quietly hoping for since the day the first one wrapped. Mark Waid and Chris Samney are returning for Batman and Robin. Year 1, Dynamic Duos. 12 issues. Launches August 12th. Same team, same heart. Same gorgeous Samney line work with Matt Lopes on colors and Clayton Cowles on letters. A smash hit to me. For the people in the back, Batman and Robin. Year 1 was one of the best superhero books of the last few years. Period. It picked up Eisner nominations for Samney, Lopes, and Cowles, and the only complaint anybody had was that it ended. Now it's not ending. Now it's getting another year of Bruce and Dick figuring each other out. Plot tease. A gang of street kids throws Gotham into chaos and Batman and Robin have to find the hidden hand pulling the strings. Catwoman shows up, of course, and Selina drives a wedge between Bruce, Dick, and a new sidekick. That last bit, a new sidekick, is the line in the solicit that's going to have everybody speculating for the next 2 months. Is this an early Jason Todd? An original creation? An invented character who only exists in this corner of continuity? I have theories. You probably have theories. Drop yours in the comments. Here's my friendly critique aimed at DC. Please don't price this out of reach. $5 for the main cover, $6 for the cardstock variant. That math adds up fast when you're committing to a 12-issue run. Waid and Samney earned the snap buy from me, but I worry about the casual reader who loved the first series in trade and now has to decide if they're paying $60 plus to follow the floppies. Trade weight friendly pricing, DC, that's the ask. Now, while we're still in Metropolis adjacent territory, here's a release worth getting on your radar for tomorrow. Superman, Father of Tomorrow #1 by Kenny Porter and Danny Earls drops May 27th. This is an Elseworlds, and the hook is genuinely clever. What if Jor-El had been the one to crash land in Kansas instead of baby Cal? Same rocket, same farm, Same Smallville Kents. But the door opens and out steps a full-grown Kryptonian scientist instead of an infant. Porter is pitching Jor-El as a man of science first, action hero second. Tries to engineer the answer before he throws the punch. DC's Elseworlds line was dormant for years. Father of Tomorrow is one of 3 new Elseworlds books launching this summer. And the premise is doing something a Baby Cal story structurally can't do. It's asking what happens when an adult alien lands here and decides to fix our problems with his brain. Medicine leaps forward. Agriculture goes sustainable. And then, predictably, humanity weaponizes his tech. That last beat is the hook, friends. That's the thesis. I am genuinely excited to crack it open at the shop tomorrow. All right, my time is almost up. Let's rapid fire 3 quick hits you need on your radar. First up, Marvel confirmed Joe Kelly and Pepe Larraz are staying on as the lead creative team on Amazing Spider-Man after issue 1000. I'm a big Larraz fan, so that is enormous news. I was bracing for the post-milestone creative reshuffle that always seems to follow a big anniversary issue, and Marvel sidestepped it. Kelly's run has been one of the best Spidey stretches of the last decade, and Larraz on interiors instead of just covers? That's a top 5 creative team in the entire industry. If you needed a reason to pre-order, this is it. Second, for Pride Month, Marvel is shipping Wiccan and Hulkling, Raid of Ultron #1 on May 27th. Billy and Teddy are celebrating their wedding anniversary when Ultron crashes the party to reclaim Vision and Viv, robot armies and family drama in one-shot. Third, over in the UK, Rebellion Publishing announced Dave Gibbons is getting his own 2000 AD Apex edition this November. If you don't know the Apex line, these are oversized, beautifully reproduced art editions for the all-time greats. Gibbons gave us Watchmen, Rogue Trooper, Martha Washington with Frank Miller, on and on. The man is a living legend, and this is a proper crown for him. Mark your November calendar. That's all we have for ComicsQuick today. Marvel went full horror with Midnight. DC brought back the Dream Team for more Batman and Robin. Jor-El crash lands in Kansas tomorrow. And Spidey's creative team isn't going anywhere. Not a bad Tuesday. If this helped you stay current, do me a solid. Smash that like button and hit subscribe. Drop your hot takes in the comments. Is the Midnight Universe Marvel's best swing in years, or are you tired of parallel imprints? Who do you think the new sidekick is in dynamic duos? Remember, go support your local comic shop, grab those pre-orders, and keep reading comics. I've been Clark Parker for ComicsQuick. See you at the spinner rack.